Howdy everyone, this is Lloyd from Bumstead Bikes, and summer's in full swing, but we're about ready for fall. It's been a hot one here in Southern California. I'd imagine pretty much everything watching national weather. If you're in southern states, it's been hot. Our flat season goes crazy, usually September, October. It's good bike riding weather, but everything's dry, the wind starts blowing, the roads, the bike paths just get covered in all kinds of stuff that are gonna cause you flats. So today I wanted to talk about how we can prevent them. It would be much better that you just didn't get a flat versus how to fix it. Let's talk about how to prevent it. So, want to start inside of your tire is an inner tube. Yes, there are some bikes that are tubeless now, but in general terms, bikes have an inner tube. If you're not real familiar with that, think of it as a balloon, and it can easily be popped by things. And yes, it can things go right through these rubber tires and puncture a hole in your inner tube. So, how do you prevent that hole in the inner tube? And well, first let's talk about the things that can go through it. As you see here, I brought in, and these are things I have physically seen in tires for myself. Screws, tacks, nails. I've even seen the little, when a car tire blows out, it sends a lot of times the steel belted radial thing. Little slivers of metal can go through the tire. Here we have something, locally we call them sticker weeds, goat heads. I don't know what part of the country you're from, but they're these tiny little things. And again, they get dry, the wind blows. You don't have to be in the dirt to run over this. I double flatted 2 weeks ago on a bike path in our local area because these got dragged onto the bike path. And on my road bike with skinny little racer tires, this guy goes right through the tire, punctures the inner tube. So yes, they're very sharp, very easy. It's the equivalent of a needle. It'll go right through a tire. So, also gonna put up a picture. One of my customers sent me a stick, a piece of wood, a branch off of something went through his fat tire. We're gonna put up a picture of that. I don't have it here, but you will see that in the video. So, how do you prevent flats? If you're looking to replace your tire, there are some tires that are better than others. They will have some kind of a belt built into them in the casing of the tire. They will have something. Some treads are better than others. A knobby tread, let's go over here to a tire. So a knobby tire like this actually isn't any better because everywhere there's not a knob, that rubber is very thin. And that sticker weed, that screw, if it's not going through here, it's gonna find here, it's gonna find right there and go right on through. So then look at a tire that's got, especially if you're riding on the street, the thicker the rubber and less treads, the more protection you're gonna have because you've got more rubber to protect from that object going through. So, first line of defense, especially if you're having to buy new tires, look for tires with some kind of flat protection in it or a better tread pattern. Next line of defense, very common, been around for years, are liners. So you can install, they're made out of different types of materials, lack of a better term, let's call it plastic, but they're usually pretty flexible. And yeah, like these particular models, not super thick, but pretty darn hard to get that to go through there. So again, it gets through your tire, but it can't puncture through this as easily to get to the tube. Now mind you, I have seen things go through these. It doesn't wrap all the way around. There's bad luck times. It'll go through the sidewall. You still, even with these, can get a flat tire. By no means will any of these stop a flat completely, but it sure helps. And again, they have different brands, different thicknesses. I don't tend to try to promote any particular brand, Mr. Tuffy is one, especially if you have the fat tires. They make a liner that works really good on the fat tire bikes. There are others. Probably the thickest or most different of all of the liners is from a company called Tanis. Pros and cons to this. So they show how thick it is. You put your inner tube inside of there. I have a problem with this. We've been selling these now for a couple of years, and about 3 to 4 months after you install this, this compresses from 15 millimeters down to about 2 millimeters. So still thicker than a plastic liner, but deceptive. I've called the company. Their answer is, oh, let the air out of your tires and the foam will expand back up. And they literally said, let the air out of your tires after you every single time you ride. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. Now, I do install these. Customers have very good luck with them. They do work. But you don't have that much protection a month after you buy these things. And cost ratio wise, let's talk about costs of some of these things. You can get pairs of liners, $15, $20 a pair. The fat tire ones, you could be in the 70s. Oh, hey, there's Skids, our shop cat, saying hi. You might pay $70, $75 a pair here. These are $60, $70 each. So again, they do work, but it's a cost ratio. How much are you willing to spend? How much protection are you gonna get? Another thing that we do a lot, preventative, fairly inexpensive. You can do it at home. Again, you can see here in the shop, this company, Flat Attack, I buy it in a 5-gallon bucket. We use this a lot here. It's inexpensive, easy to install. The nice thing, even when you do get that stick, so a customer sent me the picture we showed you on that stick going in. He got home because he had Flat Attack in there, and he still had to bring it in. We still had to repair it, but it slowed down the leak enough to get him home. And that's the advantage. Something like this goes through the tire. This stuff's gonna seal around it. You can remove this, spin it. A lot of the little sticker weed stuff that we showed you, you won't even know it ever punctured. Now, when you get home, you see those sticking in your tire, you should pick them out, spin it, let this stuff do the job. So a lot of my customers will use it, especially maybe they're commuting, or again, a lot of these e-bikes, especially the rear tire, they're not easy to change. They will go the sealant, some liners, and it makes it pretty bulletproof. Another one, this company's fairly new. This is kind of like a sealant air type thing. It's full of CO2 and a sealant to where you get a flat out on the trail. Same thing, an emergency kind of get you home. You squirt this in, it airs it up, tries to seal the hole, and you've got enough ride time there. Again, depending on the size of the hole, could get you home. Something to carry as emergency fix. It might be you're riding with a big group of people, you're the hero. You pull this out, you fix somebody's flat by squirting this in there. Again, another option to carry with you. All of this other though is more preventative. This is more after the fact that you've gotten a flat. Be safe out there. Hopefully you find the right mix of these. Always end this with check your tire pressure before you leave out on a ride. Very common that you're riding on low pressure, and low pressure can cause pinch flats and things like that. So please check your pressure before you go on a ride. Hope this was helpful, and let's hope you have a good fall season with no flat tires. Thanks for watching.